the chat just because for the replay. I do have a
No
number of
problem.
people who do watch replays, and I don't wait for people to come in the chat for all that dead time. I usually just get started right away.
Okay.
So yeah, welcome. And today's guest artist is Grayscale Painting. He's do you consider yourself a realistic acrylic painter?
More impressionistic.
Oh,
It,
impressionistic. Okay.
yeah, yeah. It all
Okay.
depends on whatever they see.
Well,
So
kind of impressionistic / realistic, maybe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I got
oh yeah, go ahead.
no. I just gotta adjust my eyes to where the camera is on this phone. Each phone is different.
Oh, I know what you mean. You can't look straight into it. That it's always off to the side.
Yeah, it's off to the side, right? Right. So it's like I'm looking at your face and then I'm looking at the back of the board. So my eyes are looking
Yeah, I
kind of
know what
cross-eyed.
you mean. I've had that.
Yeah,
I've had to figure that out too. It's weird. So,
yeah. It's crazy.
oh yeah. So let's just get started, and
Sure, no
I'll
problem.
read the chat to you. But right now, oh
Okay.
goodness, because I don't go live every day, I've noticed that it takes longer for people to come in the room if I don't live stream more often. Last time I live streamed was on Friday, so I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, you had a pretty good crowd Friday.
oh yeah, Friday, yeah.
Yeah. I don't usually speak, but I
Oh,
do. I'll sit and watch, or I got you on the big screen TV, and I just sit and watch, and I'll look at the text on my phone. So,
and then
all right, let me.
last time I had you on, we had a good crowd.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty cool.
So I put
Even
it
though,
on my community tab so people should
okay,
know about it. And then I have Twitter, but I really don't know that people really look at my Twitter. I don't know that
yeah,
they,
I
but I
post stuff
put it
on there, but yeah, but I don't really speak or anything on Twitter. I'll do Instagram, um, and Facebook. Usually my main two if I'm gonna chat or talk to anybody on anything. It'd be Facebook Messenger, then on Instagram. I'll speak on there. So, but all
on.
right,
Okay,
I guess we
let's
can
put you
flip
on
this.
full screen now.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it right around and we can get right to it. There we go.
And I see you started the log cabin.
Yeah, the log cabin. What I did was I took India ink, I penciled it in, took India ink, and I did all the details. Cause we're gonna glaze this. This will be almost last, and then whatever I want to put around it will be done after the glaze. So after I penciled it in, I inked it in with India ink in a paintbrush. All right, to get all the logs in and everything, windows, whatnot. Then I just took some tape, 2-inch masking tape, an X-Acto knife, and just cut a quick mask over it. So
Oh, okay.
I can paint the whole thing and just leave that for last. So it's protected
Yeah.
until I get right to it.
So the whole
So
thing is masked over, right?
right. So it looks like a black and white photograph when it's all said and done. So, but like I said, we'll get right on to it. Um, what I'm gonna do is I haven't used this in a while because I like to use vegetable. This is all acrylic paint, not oil. It's gonna be acrylic paint. This is a 16 by 20 board. Okay. I'm gonna use vegetable glycerin, but it's mixed with white paint. All right. So if anybody who is familiar with the Bob Ross method, he uses liquid white. Well, this is pretty much the an oil painting wet on wet method, but just using acrylic. So the liquid glycerin is an extender um, in a blender at the same time. It's water soluble. All right, and I just mixed some white paint in with it, and it just helps the paint stay wet longer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it helps the paint stay wet longer. You need very little of it,
Oh, very
and that's all
little.
I'm doing.
Okay.
Very little. It comes out like syrup, like thick syrup. But when the water touches it, it becomes more lucid, more watery, and you don't need too much. Now I got this mixed in with white, so whatever colors I want to use for the clouds or sky today, it'll be mixed with this white. And like I say, to stay wet for a while, so you can have take your time blending it and whatnot. Now I will only need it just for the sky. I won't need it for anything else. So I'm just sealing it up right now.
So you know Jackson, right? He's
Say that
here.
again.
He said hello to you, Ian. Oh, Ian Jackson. The
Hey,
artist,
Ian.
he said
How
hello
you?
to you.
Well, hello, Ian. Yeah, I've seen him a little bit earlier. Um, today we were chatting with
Oh, really?
yeah, we were chatting over there with Chrissy Canvas
At
Art.
another live stream?
Yeah, it was another live stream, so we were checking that out.
Oh, at Whimsy Creek, you're saying?
No, no, Chrissy Canvas.
Oh, Chrissy Canvas Art, right.
Yep, yep,
Oh, oh, yeah, so Ian, yes, he does. You're using the glycerin as an extender, right?
yep. As an extender, and it's also used as a blender. But I got craft white paint mixed in with it this time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play around with two different flavors of clouds, I guess. And I'm gonna take my yellow ochre and I'm gonna put the place of yellow ochre all up in here, just like this. And I'm gonna let the white of the glycerin just fade it out. It'll do it itself, just like this. Just fade it, just like so. I always keep it kind of strong on the corners, but that's just me. Okay, now I'm gonna take. I thought I had it with me. I don't. Let me get my little soft blender brush. So I put it over here. Oh, yes, here it is. It's right here beside me. I switched everything around to my side here, so I won't be too intrusive. I'm gonna just take it and very softly blend the streak marks out, just like this. Just like so.
What kind of brush is that? That you're
Believe it or
getting,
not,
that's a mop brush, right?
it's a mop brush, but it's actually it's a makeup brush. I got it right from Walmart. But it's the same thing. This one here is natural hair, and this is all I'm doing. I'm just blending it all in. It's um, nothing really fancy or anything. I got all of my water brushes and my water buckets and everything over here on this side, so I don't bend in front of the camera and be all obtrusive and everything. The reason
Yeah,
why I'm using yellow ochre is that it has a little brown in it. So when I use the blue, okay, because this phthalo blue is very strong stuff.
I know. I love that
So
phthalo blue.
yeah, me too. But when I blend it in, it doesn't hopefully won't turn all green on you. So that brown and the ochre kind of helps that out. See, I'm gonna do a little bit of this with it. Keep it a little bit solid. I'm gonna get a little more, little touch of blue. I only need the smallest bit of blue. Like I said, the glycerin and the white, it just mixes red in, just like that. I'll bring some down there, like so. I'm gonna clean off my brush. This is gonna be the only time I'm gonna use this 2-inch flat brush, I believe. So I won't use this anymore. Get my towel here. I'm gonna go back with my mop brush. I'll wipe off the extra paint off the mop brush. And we're gonna go right into the clouds. Now I gotta slow myself down because I'm used to painting quite fast, but I know I got a little bit of time. So I can just take my time. We're gonna have a little fun. If anybody has any questions, you got any questions? Well, I'm
Right. Oh, let's
fixing them
see.
up here.
I think Ian might have another question or something. Okay.
No problem.
Oh, yeah, he has a question. It says, "Is it the same rule as with water, only 25% added, or it will underbind?"
Oh
Under,
no, it's not gonna underbind us.
but
It
you're
won't underbind on you.
working, you're not
I
working on
you
paper, right?
no, this is
Canvas.
16 by 20 canvas panel. Yes,
It's a canvas panel, Ian.
and no, it's not gonna underbind because I don't. I use it very very minimally. Because if you do
Glycerin
use
would
too
not underbind it anyway, right?
no
It
no
would.
if you use too much glycerin, it will run on you. Use very 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 little because you're just using it to move the paint around and blend. That's all. And as you can see, it's not turning that greenish color.
Yeah.
Okay, but because of the brown in the yellow ochre,
Oh,
it kind of
okay.
kills.
That's
It
interesting.
yeah, it kills all of that. Now we're gonna have a little fun. Okay, let me clean this. Let me clean this mop brush off. Now I get to play around with the cloud. Now the thing with a mop brush, it retains a lot of water, so you're gonna get your hands wet to dry it off. Okay. And I do this with most of my brushes. Especially with the mop brushes, I totally dry them off. The worst thing you want is acrylic paint to kind of get hard on your brushes. That's
Right.
a headache that you really don't want. So, all right, let's get right on with the clouds. I'm gonna take a fan brush here. I'm gonna take because the paint is still wet on both sides. I'm gonna take some titanium white because this one is extremely opaque. Okay, and I'm just take my little hand and I'll just create some clouds just like this. I'm gonna get a little more. Now I'm on a board here. I'm not on paper. I usually do all this painting on paper, but with the board you kind of let loose a little bit.
And then Ian said, well, that glycerin does neutralize it.
Yep. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It won't. There will be no kind of side effects or anything crazy like that happening with it. Now I'm just doing this all over right now, but you'll see when I'm done messing with it here. I'm gonna go back to my brush. Actually, let me get a dry one. That one here has a cup shape to it, and only this part of the brush is actually touching. Now I have a flat one that's synthetic hair. This guy right here, and it's flat. Covers a little more area, be a little lighter with the touch with it. But watch how I form the clouds. I just whisk as a certain Bob Ross would say, three hairs and some air. And that's all I'm doing right now. I'm wisping just some background clouds right now.
Right.
And the more you use the brush, the more the white paint will go into the color that preceded what you've done. So the clouds, even though I'm using the white paint, it's going to take that yellow ochre color. All right.
Yeah.
The, the more I blend in, the more I move it around and blend it in, the more it's going to take that color, just like this. Okay, I can bring a little bit of it into the blue, but it's not going to turn green. You see, that's the brown in the ochre that's doing that. And you just whisk it around as much as you want, as strong as you want. Okay, it's really up to you. We're going to have some more fun now. I didn't clean the brush because I'm going to still play around in the yellow ochre here. We're going to get some more clouds now. And these clouds obviously will be brighter and they're going to hang in front of the ones I just did. So I'll shape these like that. I'll just bring it on. I'm just getting more of the titanium white. I can trail it like this and bring it around in here. Going towards the end over here. Pop some in here. Just like that. You just let it kind of pan out like so. All right. Go back into my flat brush and I'll whisk them, but not as strong. I want these to appear in the front, just like that. Now, just because I'm doing it this way, don't mean that I'm gonna necessarily see all the clouds. I'm gonna put a mountain in there. We're gonna do the whole. We're gonna do the whole caboodle here, since we have time. So I can go a little more in detail doing something like this. What I'm doing here, we're gonna also do on the other side the blue. Okay. So I'll leave this alone right now. This is fine. I'm just wiping the paint off my brush here, and I'll just whisk back and forth, X strokes. Just getting rid of some of the stuff on the bottom there. Just like that. Now you got two sets of clouds in there. All right. I'm just wiping out the brush here. I'm gonna clean off my fan brush. I'm gonna use the same fan brush. We're gonna do the same technique, but we're gonna use the um, the white. Now once again, the glycerin keeps this paint wet for a while. I got the beach towel right here. It's just below the camera. This glycerin is still wet, so I can use the same titanium white. All right. I'm gonna do the same thing. We're gonna come here. We just twist it, brush around. We just have a little fun. Come down here with it. Come out here. Bring some of it over here and let it meet its little friend, just like this. We get some more titanium white. We'll play around maybe up back
And you
here a
like
little bit.
twirl the brush, right?
Hmm.
You twist the
Say it
brush,
again.
don't you?
Yeah, if I'm just twisting, let it do whatever it wants. It's okay, just like that. Okay. It looks kind of crazy, and it's supposed to. Now, once again, I'll take this guy here. Oh, now I'll take the other brush. And right now, same circular motion, just like this. See this? Watch. Just twist, just like that. Instant clouds. Because clouds, depending on what kind of clouds you prefer, these can be cirrus clouds, or be cumulus clouds, or whatever you would like. The more you use this brush, the more it blends into the blue. Okay, so I can keep doing it, blend it right in. And as you do it, it's picking up that phthalo blue. All right, just like that. So it's the same concept, but now it's just more natural colors with the blue and the white, just like that. Now that I've done that, I'm gonna rinse off. Now phthalo blue is a strong color. I want more titanium white when I do the next batch of clouds, so I'm just rinsing off the brush here. Wipe it off on the towel. My synthetic brush, I got to clean that because it's got the white paint contaminated with the blue. So it's just a quick rinse. The skies are pretty fun to play with. You can be as detailed as you would like with the cloud. Okay, it's really up to you. I'm only going to use one end of the brush now. All right, so I'm dipping back into my titanium white. And just like the ones with the yellow ochre, you could pretty much form these guys. I'll go up here. You could pretty much kind of form them any way you want. Just keep it bright so there's some separation, just like this. So I'm approaching these clouds a little differently. Looks like I'm gonna have to get some more titanium white here. Oh, we'll put one right in front, right here. Like I said, you might not even see this guy down here. So I'll put one big one back there. Maybe it sneaks up around here and just disappears off the bottom down there. Just like that. All right. I'm gonna clean off my brush because I won't need it for right now. Just clean it off. Now for the next batch clouds here, the brighter ones, I just won't blend as much. I'll give it a little push there, but it's usually just blend it right out here. Same thing here. I'll give it a tiny little whiff of something, then I'll just blend it right out, just like that. Same thing here. And don't be shy about going into your other colors. It's all right, just like that. And you gotta make pretend your house isn't even there. Go right through the house there. It's okay.
But Bob Ross painted only in oil paint, didn't he?
Only in oils. He used acrylic just for maybe a foundation to put his oils on top of, but
Wow.
he did all his work in oil. So now you have two different colors of sky blended in next to each other here.
Right. Is that going to be partly a sunset or sunrise?
Yeah, it's whatever people would imagine in their mind. So this is pretty much about it. The sky. Okay, as far as the sky is concerned. Now I'm gonna just rinse off or wipe off the brush here. What I'm gonna do is add some background trees. Okay, now the background trees can be fairly interesting because I can have them somewhat blend into the background, which keeps everything, more or less far away. Before I do that, I almost jumped ahead of myself. I might as well plop in a mountain or two while I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to mix in some dark color here. Remember, this stuff is still wet, so I don't have to add anything to it. If I put my finger on it, it would leave a print.
Oh
Okay.
wait, I was scrolling up in the chat and I missed. Ian said something. He said, "Can Grayscale turn of his out focus? It's searching."
Oh, was it going in and out of focus?
I didn't.
That
Well,
might.
I guess I didn't notice that, but okay. But he's saying that so.
I'll be mindful of it.
What
It
he
will.
says, he can see
It
better.
okay. It will. It will do that. I'll be mindful of it. I apologize. If my hand's in the way like that, yeah, it will come out of focus. What I'm doing is I'm blending a mountain color, and I'm blending. Um, it is alizarin crimson and phthalo blue, and I got a small amount of um, yellow ochre in there. Okay, I don't need too much of this because the mountain isn't going to be too terribly difficult to do. But I'll show this way of doing it. There's a few ways to really do the mountain. All right. I'll try not to have the mountain too obtrusive, but we'll see. Um, I guess I'll put the guy right here. All right. I am using a palette knife, but it's just to get the general shape of the guy. And mainly, I'm looking for a nice, strong edge. All right. Let's just do it.
Is
I'll
this going
crop
to be a
it.
snow-capped mountain?
Uh, Probably. I can do one. Sure. If she mentioned it, I'll make it a snow cap guy. Something like that. Now, right here, it really don't matter what's going on there. All right, because there's gonna be stuff in front of that. But I think that's all I need really for getting the mountain fleshed out. Let me take a flat brush. Gotta get one over here. I'll take this guy. All right, this is a 3/4 inch flat for right now. And I'll just take it and I'll just drag it on down here. Now, see the paint is still wet. Now,
The
usually, if
clouds,
I know where I'm,
the clouds underneath are still wet.
yeah, everything's still wet. That's why the mountain is not as dark because everything's still wet here. But that's all right. We're gonna work that out too. Now, in case you ever have a problem where it's wet like this, okay, I can just scrape it off and scrape the glycerin off, and then do it again. So now it's wet and it's really light. That's a little too light, especially for me. So what I'll do if you run into that, and I kind of knew I would, okay, and that's fine. Watch what I'll do to get rid of some of that. I'll take the knife, because I already know where the mountain's going to be now. I'll just take the knife, I'll just scrape the glycerin off in this area here. Take it right off, just like that. I just wipe it right on the towel.
Somebody was
And I'm gonna,
asking about your microphone. Are you wearing a lapel microphone or something?
no, it's not a lapel mic. It's just earbuds with a microphone in it. They can't hear me.
No, we can hear you, but they're, they're hearing a lot of scuffling.
Yeah, that's me scuffling.
Okay, so we can still hear
Yeah,
you
it's a
though.
no. That's me. You're listening to. I'm like rubbing the brushes on the tissue. It's really sensitive.
Okay,
So
so
so yeah,
yeah, Paul's blind too for the soul. That we can still hear him though.
so I guess I'll try to be a lot more silent. I guess it's working a little too well. But yeah, that's a lot of me you're hearing. And okay, there. That's a little darker. This I can deal with. Just like that. All right. Now that I can deal with. Okay. Now all I'm gonna do, take it and just fade it out here.
What color is that?
This is phthalo blue and alizarin crimson. I just want a dark
So
base.
it's a grayish purple.
Right. I can play around with it and get it even darker, but that won't be necessary. That's about all the dark I really need. I'm just rinsing off my flat brush right now and get them out. And I also work because it's acrylic, just like oil. Doing the scenery, you work from the furthest to the nearest object. So from back to front. Okay. Now that I've did that, um, let me get this brush. I'll deal with it with this one. Bring it right out. I'm just bringing it out, and then I'll just fade the bottom. Now you see what I'm doing because the paint's still wet. See the bottom disappear?
Yeah.
It's just X strokes. Make it disappear, just like that. I can bring this one right out. Just nothing that's there. X strokes. Make it
We're
disappear.
gonna only see the tip of the mountain.
Hmm.
We're only seeing the tip of the mountain.
Pretty much. Yep. This here. This will be covered with fog and trees or whatever. But you'll see as I do it because no one really. It's gonna be like this log cabin is gonna be like almost on the cliff here. So there'll be a sense of
Oops.
rather thick one brush I have. The Bob Ross brushes are also natural animal hair, and they're very dense. They're very thick, and it takes quite a bit of cleaning. They're actually oil painting brushes. These guys here, and it got a lot of bristles in them. Okay, this is made for wet on wet style painting. I'll put the brush back here. All right, let's get to the palette knife. I like to do it with a palette knife. I'm just comfortable making my mountains with a palette knife. It's just something that I've learned to do with the palette knife, and I mean I can do it with
Yeah,
a flat brush.
it makes it have like a good rocky, rough texture.
Right, right. And what I'm doing is I'm taking some titanium white, just a tiny bit of this blue. Okay, I don't want it um, totally white. So
Ian, is one of your paintbrushes goat hair?
it's not it's I think it's hog hair bristles. His brushes. It's a hog hair bristle. Let me
Oh,
show you.
hog hair. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll take my little bit of paint just like this. Now when I do the mountains, this is pretty much the Bob Ross method, or he kind of steers it like a car like this. All right. So you don't put your finger here like you're icing a cake. You want your paint to break, which is also why I scraped off a lot of the glycerin. Okay, so we'll take it, and it's a touch you have to kind of get used to. All right, and we're gonna do the light side of the mountain first. We'll go here, and we'll just take it, and you just rub it across with a light, just like that. You see that break? That's
Yeah.
what you're looking for. All right, that's what you're looking for. We'll do it again. We'll do it right here. We'll come down, and we'll bring a little bit more there, just like that. We'll work with this part of the mountain up here. Come down, give it a little turn, and we'll do it again. We have this one dip around and come that way, just like that, and come down the side of the mountain. So we're gonna take this guy here, and we'll have him come kind of a little ramp down there like that. All right. Oh, we'll play around a little more with that. Have it come down that way, just like that. Now I'm
That's
gonna.
straight white. You're using straight white.
Nope, that is white with um. That's white with phthalo blue mixed in.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I go straight titanium white, when it tacks up, it gets a little more solid. You'll see the difference. Now I'm getting a little more phthalo blue because I'm going to do the other half of the mountain now. Okay. And I'm going a little heavier with the phthalo blue and white because you have to have obviously a shaded side. And you would go in the opposite direction. So I just thin it out. I want it a little darker than that. It's too light. just getting a little more phthalo blue into the white. And I'm just mixing it here. So you probably hear me scraping the paint, just mixing the paint a little bit. It's a very nice blue. Now, if I wanted any darker, I can throw some cat red in there, but I don't think I need to do that much with it. Now, making a shadow side of the mountain. Okay, you're gonna go in the other direction. So let's say starting from this end here, you would take it and you would lightly just go on the other side like that. Just bring it down. Okay, it's just a thin roll of paint, and you can pretty much just have see how it breaks back there. You just have a good time with it. Really, I can just travel it on like so. I'll bring this one out a little more, just like that. Bring it on down, like so. We do the other side, just like that. As long as you're going in the opposite direction, I'll get some more paint and I'll just make a little, like a little gully here. I'll just go down and around, curve it. I can overlap it a little bit and bring this one straight down like that and curve it like so. And so all of it flushes out. It takes a little getting used to. It does. But once you get it, no worries. You just have a ball with it. Now I can keep playing with this, and I think I am. I'm gonna bring that one in front. I can bring the shadow side to the front of the other one. Just bring it down like so. All right.
A pecan baby saying, "What a beautiful mountain."
Well, tell Pecan Baby I said thank you. We'll keep playing around in here like that. Now, as I'm doing this, all right, now I already know what I'm going to do down here. So I'm not really worried, which is why I'm marking it up and putting a smile on it. Because down here, all this stuff here, all right, don't fret about all of that. All right, you're going to see what I'm going to do in a second here. Because we're going to add a little mist and the atmosphere down there is a little thick. So we're gonna play with that a little bit. We're gonna take the 1-inch Ross brush here, and what you're gonna do is going up the mountain. Just gonna do a little tap, and you see the lines are starting to disappear. I'm not worried. I kind of know, like I said, what I'm gonna do with this. So in the direction.
Raid. Oh, I'm getting a raid. Yay, McNutt raid.
And all in here, like that. All right.
Oh,
Not
hi,
that you
Tiffany.
see me all the paint all up. Hey, Tiffany, how are you, dear? Now I'm gonna take it and just lightly X stroke, just very lightly.
And I think one of your friends, Sleestack Rule is here. You know him?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, he said you're one of his favorites.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And all I'm doing, and I'm gonna whisk some of that in the general direction of the path of the mountain. All right, all up in here. Okay. And very lightly, even with this brush, just lightly, just fade it right out like that. Don't worry about all this stuff down here. Okay, I'm not worried about it. Don't you be worried about it either. It's all good. Okay. Let me rinse off now the thing about these brushes, you have to rinse them off often. So once again, I'll soak the brush. I have to use both hands to get all the water out of the brush. And I'll just use the towel. I usually have my beater rack, but my beater rack's on the other side and it's covered with wires and tangled up all in there. So I won't bother it right now. It has a break today. I'll take my blender here and lightly, I'll even mist out some of this guy back here. All right. Just like that. Bring some of that cloud in there. Just mist it out there. See? Don't be bashful about using your soft blender brush. Okay. Because maybe I want to kind of dull out some of these details in there. Just like that. And it brings the mountain further back. You'll see when I put the background trees in. So much like this so far. Okay. I'll put some more mist or fog or whatnot back there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my fan brush just around it here and I'll just play around just like this. Go down below a little bit, come up a little like that. Come back down, just getting some interest in there. Just pop it in there like that. No big deal. Just like this. I'll borrow some over here and I'll put it up here like that. Let's get a little more white. Let's go around it here like this. Just like that. All right.
Oh, Chrissy, I was just about to type you in, Chrissy. Chrissy Candy Art here.
Hey, Chrissy. The heckling will now commence. I'll forgive her for eating paint. That's my paint-eating pal there, Chrissy. When all else fails, take a big swallow of Persian blue. So we're getting a little fog here, all right? We'll miss some of that up there. Just like that. Now, once I'm done with all of this, we're done messing with the mountain for now. I can put some darker patches of blue in here to kind of deepen up that mountain a little bit because I'm not really satisfied with that. It's just a little too light for me. So back to the palette knife. I'm gonna get some phthalo blue real quick, a little bit of this alizarin crimson, and all I'm making is a very deep purple right now, and that should be more than enough. I'll put some darker spots in the mountain here and there. Now, what's going to happen is that when I use this darker paint on what I already put down, the paint that I've already put down is going to pick up what I have on the palette knife. Okay, so it'd be like that. I'm not going to obviously destroy all that light blue, but I just want to darken up some spots on this guy just a little bit. A little bit off of there. I'll bring it right here, curve it around right here, curve it around a little bit further. That adds a little more character to the dark half of the mountain there. Bring it down. Bring it down a little bit. A bit of a slope like that. See that? Now, there's a difference there from the last time, but I did not destroy all.
I was
I did
wondering
not.
if I don't know if you were darkening the side of the mountain.
Yeah, because I do. I'm looking at it and I'm like, no, I can do better than that. So yeah, just a little bit here and there. I'll do one more right here to the side. I'll have it go straight down like that. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good.
Chrissy Canvas Art says she did an oil painting just like this, similar to that yesterday, and she loves what you're doing.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I seen it. It was wonderful, actually. I think me, Bruce, and Chrissy, we all did mountains. Okay, I'm gonna leave that guy alone a little. I'm just rinsing off my larger um, mop brush here. Like I say, I don't want to keep the acrylic on these brushes because it just gums up and it gives you a really bad day.
Right.
Actually, I'll just tap in a few of these guys like that. Kind of put them into the painting a little bit, and we do get a little wave up like that. That's really about it. There, just included into the rest of the paint there, just like that. Okay, we're gonna move on with the trees far away. The trees that are far away, all right, they'll be back here. I might put a few of them here. Maybe coming out here. They'll slope downward, so you can still see some of the fog back there. But these trees aren't detailed. And I'm gonna use a little sap green, and I think I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit on the light side so it kind of blends in with the background a little bit. So I'm dipping in sap green, titanium white, and phthalo blue. I'm gonna get a little more titanium white. Like I say, these characters are in the back there. No glycerin or anything added. Okay, and I'll put them because there's gonna be trees and stuff in front of the cabin also. So, oh, I guess I'll put them here like that. I'm just stabbing away, just like that. It gives you the impression of some tall trees. I'm turning the brush around, and we're gonna come down here. We'll put some up here. Like that. When I want to get rid of the fog I worked so hard on. Some of it will go away, but not all of it. Just like that. Put some in there. Pop some up in the top. Now, if my brush starts to spread apart like that, it's all right. And you can reclaim it like so. Turn the brush around, and I'll pop
Right, a
some.
lot of that fog, you are going to cover up a lot of that fog.
Yeah, and it's fine. Now, I'm not worried about all that down there. I'm not worried about all this here. I'm not worried about that. You can do whatever with that. That's no big deal because that'll be all fading down. You'll see in a second. I'm just rinsing off the brush once more. There'll be a whole lot of rinsing going on. Now, what I'm going to do, there's no medium on it. This is pretty dry. Let's take it and just aim it down like that. All right, there's no medium, and it's fine also because I can work with all that. Plus, there'll be a cliff hanging around here anyway. And I just, you see this? Fade them out a little bit, just like that. This isn't going to matter to be some kind of tree or something going on up back here. Just like that. Fade it away. Now, I can be sneaky. I don't think I'll use this brush. I got to get some more titanium white. Hold on 1 second. What I'm going to do, there we are, is get a little more titanium white. I'll put a fog bank in front of these trees just a little bit. And all I'm doing is creating a little separation between each layer. All right, so far you got the clouds, got the mountain, and you got the background trees. You got fog in front of the trees in the back. You have fog right in here. Okay. Once again, I got to wipe off. I'll use the 1-inch brush here just for the touch up the fog a little bit in the front. So we'll start somewhere around here, just like that. I'll just use a big 1-inch brush, just like this. Get some of that from over there and bring it here. Bring some up here a little bit, just like that. Bring some up around in there, just like that. Okay, just like so. This here I can just wipe it away. Everything's about blending. Now I won't use this brush to blend the stuff on the top. I'll use a softer brush. All this won't matter. That's why I'm wiping it all off and getting the paint off the brush. All right, I'm rinsing off this larger brush. How are we doing on time?
Oh, let me say it's 4:42.
Okay, we're good. So in 32 minutes, this is as far as I've gotten, so I got to slow down a little bit. Okay, let's take this hot brush. We'll take the flat one here, and very lightly, I'm just gonna play with the fog bank a little bit, just like that. You see how that fog is going away there? All right. I see somebody either had a truck or a motorcycle just went by your house.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, like, probably a motorcycle. They're always so loud.
Yeah, it's no problem. We get our things like that too. Get a little fog action working back here, even though you might not see all of it. Okay, and we just get rid of that. Just cover that in. Who cares? Just like that. All right, that's the best way to clean off a brush. All right, now what have we done so far? We've got the clouds, 2 different colors. Same technique I did over here I also did over here. We got the mountain in there. We got a little bit of fog playing around back there. Then we got our background trees. And that's what they look like too, background trees. Then we're gonna work with laying down the foundation color for the little cliff here. Okay, we're just gonna take a lot of um, color. And what I'm gonna do now, and this is just the foundation color. All right, I'm taking some alizarin crimson. I got green under here. I'm taking some phthalo blue. I'm gonna mix it in with my little sap green. A little more red. The red kind of deepens it. And this is just a foundation color. That's all. It's just to block everything in. Okay. I guess I'll put a batch right there. Just right there. Cover up the house there. Don't matter. Just come on down. Like that. Come down here. Up. You'll flatten it out. And we have a drop come that way. We're just gonna block all this in. Just the foundation color. It doesn't really matter. Just like that.
Well, and what color was that green that you used for the background trees?
For the background trees.
Yeah, what green? What?
Oh, okay. It's sap green.
That was also sap green.
It was yes, it was sap green, um, phthalo blue, and a lot of white.
Wow.
That's it. That's it. I work with a very small palette, and
Oh,
any color
okay.
that I desperately need, then I'll just mix it. That's all. And this stuff, what I'm doing right now, is just background color. All right. This stuff really don't matter. That's just background stuff. Okay. That's just your foundation. All right. Just like this. And I have to really slow this down because I can be finished with this in a few minutes.
In a few
All
minutes.
right. Yeah, I could. I'm deliberately slowing this down. I started off doing landscape, so it's kind of like breathing. I
Um,
think I did it so much. I did it so long. I got to give my house a little more of a peak here, then come down. There. Then I'll bring it down like that. Okay. That's a good thing about doing landscape. You can be your own
do you do
typographer.
portraits?
Say it again.
Do you do portraits?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I had to finish this one. The guy's been waiting a while for it. It's this guy. It's black on black. All I gotta do is finish off his hands, do his face, and then that'll be that. Yeah. So, but I
Oh,
can
wait a
actually
minute.
finish him.
Wait,
Huh?
is that surrealistic?
Just about. Yeah. It will be when it's finished. Yeah. This didn't take me long because I started my career as a comic artist, so I kind of know the human figure and everything. And
Oh,
this
okay.
didn't take. Yeah, this didn't take me long. It's just a lot of shading and whatnot. And
Wait, you are going to add a head or what?
oh yeah, it's not the headless horseman or anything. I just got to put his head in there and finish off his hands, and it'll be done. Yeah, and that will take me about I don't know 2 hours or so. And then I'll bring it
Oh,
to him.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, let me let this tack up and all of that. Let me rinse off this brush here. Yeah, I was supposed to finish that. I've done one of my pets. Um, I've done what I would call angels, which is making portraits of people who passed on. Did a number of those. So yeah, I've done my share of portraits. Um, I can do them. I just don't do too many of them. Usually when they request it, I'll do one. All
That
right.
you do what? A pet portrait?
Yeah, my pets I did, and I did one too of a gentleman and his pit bull together laying in the grass, and I put their names on the side. So that one was pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, I do pet portraits the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Okay. Now what I've done here is just lay the general foundation work for the grass, which now gives me an excuse to add more paint. So hold on one second, let me get a little more paint. This is I used to work on the canvas this size and larger, but since I started doing tutorials, I've kind of slimmed it down a great bit, I should say. And this blue here. Look, I don't want this blue. The other blue. And I don't see it. I try not to put my head in the way here. Yeah, I'll use this one. This ultramarine blue I'm gonna use next because I ran out of my favorite blue. So I guess I'll use my subordinate blue. It's all right. It's good for seascapes and stuff. It's ultramarine blue, but I'll do what I need to do to get it all darker. What I'm gonna do now is just add um grass around here to be rocks and pebbles and whatnot, and we're gonna get started on those because I don't have to do anything to the back there. So let's get a larger brush. Another Bob Ross special, 2-inch um, uh, brush he has here. And I'm going to get some yellow ochre, some sap green. Now this brush also requires a lot of paint. Um, they're so the hairs are so thick on this thing. All right, and so I'm just getting a lot of this ultramarine blue and a lot of the ochre here, yellow ochre, to get the kind of blue that I want for right now. So I'm just mixing it all in there.
Okay. How many colors are in your palette?
How many colors? Titanium, white sap, green, alizarin crimson, phthalo blue. I even got Grumbacher red, which I haven't used yet, and just yellow ochre. That's it.
What is that? 7 colors?
About 6 colors.
Wow, that is limited.
Very limited, yeah. Like I say, I use a very limited palette because I teach a lot of beginners, and so I don't want to kind of beat them up with a whole bunch of colors, you know. And right now, I'm just laying out the grass work a little bit, just like this. And this is just a general layout of the grass. Actually, there'll be little boulders and stuff in front of it. As I'm doing this, and I'm just tapping it away. Okay, that's all. I'll add highlights and all that a little bit later. Everything comes in stages. You got your ugly stage. You got your.
Oh yeah, in this kind of painting, there's hardly ever any ugly stage.
Oh, trust me, this is the
except well, this part with the big black shape in it. Everything else always looks so nice.
The big black what?
This big black foreground that you had painted.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not black. I'm sorry, it's sap green, but it looks black on the monitor.
Well, it's ironic because one, I don't. This is a personal preference of mine. I don't use a lot of black. Period.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I try not to. A lot of this, what I'm doing right now, is to be covered up with rocks and such. But I'm not gonna. You notice I'm not getting rid of all that base green. Okay. And this is also more or less the fun part. I'm just tapping in the color. There's no glycerin. I don't need any glycerin. Glycerin was mainly used for the sky. If I want to do other things, then I'll put the glycerin on the brush itself. Okay, this will be rock stuff jutting out up here. So that'll be added a little bit later. The main part, when I'm done with this, is glazing this fellow. So I may lose the chair, put it somewhere else, and zoom in on the house. Okay. But all right. So we pretty much got a lot of the grass work done, here and there. Okay. If I want to darken up a spot on this, I'll get a little bit of the crimson, a little touch of the phthalo blue. Okay. And say in the foreground here, you want it just a little darker. Okay. Like that. And just keep tapping it. It's going to take the color of what you put preceding it here. So I just needed a little darkened spot. Not necessarily everywhere, but just in little areas here. Especially in the foreground. It gets darker toward the foreground anyway. Alright. So I'll just tap a few shades of this stuff in here and there. Some up in here. Just be subtle with it. I'll put some back in here.
Well, I have to ask Chad a question because Chrissy Canvas Art Champ saying she hears the audio that she's hearing makes it sound like broken words. Like she hears broken words from you. But for me, I'm not having a problem with one. And who else in the chat? It sounds like broken words to you. His audio, Grayscale
It
painting
might be
audio.
it might be me pounding on this canvas that might be interfering with the audio. But since I can't see their text, let me know if it's a little trouble.
Okay.
I'm just getting more of the ultramarine blue and I'm putting it into the red just a wee bit. It gives me this weird gray purple. I'm just going darker down toward the bottom here. So if I'm tapping away, I'll just keep my mouth shut. And that might be for the best. You probably don't want to hear me talking anyway with my list. And even though I'm adding the dark, I'm not going to get rid of all that green. That won't be necessary. I can even play around like on the side of the house here and just give the house a nice little shadow. Just like that. Have it come right off here. I'm doing things beforehand. Just like that. Okay. So that kind of brings in your light tones, your medium tones, your dark tones, and then the highlights. Okay. Now here's the frightening part. Now I gotta rinse this thing off. Let's put a little more dark here. All right, let's put some highlights in there. I'm just rinsing off this monster brush. This is a real pain to do because it's like I say, it's a pack full of bristles, and it is. He makes his brushes all with animal hair.
It's all, oh, they're all animal hair.
Yep.
You always say, like, when you're about to use a synthetic brush, you always say, this is synthetic brush. Yep.
Oh, say that again.
I noticed that you always say, oh, this is a synthetic brush. I guess everything else is animal hair because you always make it a point to say, now this one is a synthetic brush.
Right, right. I do because synthetic brush and natural hair brushes do have a different type of stroke to them. I usually try to do a lot of my florals with the synthetic brushes because of the springiness of it. And it helps with the leaf work and the petals. And that's why. But yeah, I do emphasize which brush is what because if you don't, they're gonna ask you a bunch of questions about it anyway. So I try to kill a couple birds with one stone with it. All right, let's get some more. Now I've already dealt with the sap green, so I'm not gonna use the sap green. I guess I'll use a little bit of this. I guess I'll go with a brighter yellow. Let me reach behind the phone here and get some cat yellow. Once again, I am working with acrylic paint. It's heavy body acrylic paint because I was an oil painter first before I became a an acrylic painter. The only reason why I made the switch is because my pets were very young and very curious, and the solvents used to clean this stuff is quite deadly. So,
I
especially to them.
know.
So I had to kind of drop it and go with getting the safer stuff. And it cleans with water, and then that's that. I'm using some lemon yellow actually, and I'm messing with the green that I previously used. I got the
No,
1 inch.
oh, I just wanted
Go
to
ahead.
ask you about colors. Like, so do you only use one? No, you just said you're using a lemon yellow. So you also have cad yellow or something? Like,
Yes, I got cad yellow. I got the lemon yellow because it was just the nearest thing to me.
so you only,
So
but you only have like one shade of green. That's only sap green, right? And one
yeah, I
shade of
usually I
red.
think I use my main colors that I use is alizarin crimson, sap green, titanium white, phthalo blue, yellow ochre, and cad yellow. That's it. Anything else? I mean, I got like dioxazine purple. I have that. I have ultramarine blue. I have burnt sienna. I have the ochres, raw
You,
sienna. I got that.
but you don't use
Um,
them that
I
often?
got about this. No, because I can mix what I want. So I
Right.
usually don't. Um, yeah, I usually don't use them. But that also comes from a long doing this a long time and getting
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with what colors can do what. And yeah, I just Yeah, I just naturally don't really use them a lot. This is a mixture of the lemon yellow, the green that I previously used, and a little bit of titanium white. The titanium white is used because, especially cad yellow, is transparent. So you kind of need something opaque to kind of boost it up so it can kind of hang with its buddies. Other than that, it just gets lost in the shuffle. So for the highlight, the brighter you make the color for a highlight, the less of it you need. Okay. And this just takes a few taps. Oh, like that. Now, you gotta know where your light source is coming from. It's coming from this direction. Okay, so we'll play with the little hill here. Just like that. We'll just kind of mess around with here. I'll play around with some back here, but it's gonna be covered with rocks and such. I kind of know where they're going with it. And it just takes just a few little taps like that. If you want to make a hill, you go heavy where the middle would be, and then you would thin it out, and just bring it, trail it down. Okay, I'll do the same thing here. If on this hill here, if you got a hill, put that color in there like this, all right, and then you just lightly trail it off to whatever direction, like that, and you got yourself a hill. Nice little peak of color there. Okay, I'll just keep messing around here, and I'll tap in a few here. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll put in a couple in here. I'm gonna go toward the side because I kind of like the look of it, just like that. And I just tap the rest in, kind of fade it all in there. If it's a little strong, or if there's something in it that I don't like, I can always remove it by going over it with the dark again. So it's very forgiving. If it's something you don't like, patch over it again. Okay, I'll let that. I don't have to add nothing back there. Tighten that up a little bit. Like I said, there'll be trees and such going on in there. Oh, about here, something there. Okay, that's enough of that for right now.
The log cabin is like buried.
Yeah, it's buried back there. I'm gonna put it'll be next after I put the rocks in. We'll do the cabin, but let's put some rocks in here. And when I do the rocks, I'll put it with some surrounding grass. There'll be a few trees. There'll probably be a tree stick up around here, but there'll be bushes and stuff around the cabin. When this is done, it's gonna look like a black and white photograph surrounded by all this color. Okay. Oh, where are we next?
Pecan Baby says you
You
make
know
it
what?
look so
Check this.
easy, but Pecan Baby says you make it look so easy, but she's sure it's probably not. What?
I get that a lot, and it's just because like myself, Ian, Chrissy, we've been doing it for a minute, and we're so used to the technique of doing what to what to achieve what, um, and we go through it rather quickly. Even though I'm trying to purposely slow down, it's just like we're on automatic pilot. No matter what style or what medium, if you're good at it, you're good at it. Um,
Yeah.
those two guys are they're excellent, and they are masters of their craft, even if they are a little bashful, Ian, about it. But I mean, I sat there and looked at Ian from start to finish, especially when he did the automobile, and I was just astounded. I sit and watch. I don't really talk much in the chat, but I will sit and I will watch and study.
Ah,
And yo, yeah. Even before I spoke on your channel, I just sat there and I just watched and listened to it. I did. I was one great big lurker. That's all. And
okay.
I wanted to see what you're all about, and and see what's going on with the channel. And I just sit there and listen. And watching it was great. It was fascinating. I'm like, well, okay, I'll click the bell, and that's how I do it. Everybody might be a little different, but yeah, I do. I just check it out and all that. Let's get to these rocks here. More dark color. I got it. I buried my palette knife. There you are. Come here. Come here. Get over here. I'm gonna use a smaller palette knife. This little guy here. Okay. Once again, more dark color. Some of this uh, alizarin crimson, a little bit of the phthalo blue. I like making really deep maroon color, and I'm just patting it in here, just getting a strong dark color. And it's funny because the purple, yeah, that's all it is. I got a little more red on this in this purple here, so they won't really matter. It's just a foundation color, but all of it will appear black because it's surrounded by all the green and yellow and the blues and whatnot. So even though this might appear, sorry for using the middle finger, but uh, even though it appears black, all right, it's nothing but a deep purple. All right, and that's all it is.
Which is a deep purple?
The darkness in the mountain.
Oh yeah, the
It,
darkness of the mountain, right?
yeah, it may appear black, but it's not. It's not but
It
purple.
looks like a grayish purple.
Yep, that's all. So, we'll put a nice little boulder looking thing right about here, just like that. All right. And all I'm doing is just adding a little foundation color. It gets a little thick here. It gets a little thin this way.
And
And that's
Kylie from
all.
Studio says, beautiful painting.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. So we'll do just the foundation color, one right there, okay? I could have done it with a brush, but I kind of like the palette knife deal. We'll put one jutting out right here like this, okay? And it gets a little thinner here, just like that, okay? Yeah, we'll put one right here just because. No big reason. I just want to rock right there, and we'll just put it right up in here. Just some dark color that's in there, just like that. And that's all I want to do is just put some dark color here and there. We'll pop one right up in here. Don't make them all in the same plane. You gotta vary them a little. Okay, just like that. Oh, I'll probably put one where it really doesn't matter, which is like right here. It's probably gonna get buried by a pine tree anyway, but that's okay. I'll just put it there, just to put it there. Don't be afraid to go and paint through your painting. Also, um, like I say, I kind of know where I'm gonna put certain things. I'll just put it right there. No big deal. I'll put a boulder or something right there in the front, just because I kind of want to. Oh, right around here, that, just like that. And we can put some long grass or whatever by them. Make your rocks look kind of craggy and rough looking, like a rock, just like that. A little bit down that way. Just here in the bottom won't matter. I'll cover that up with a leaf or maybe a dog on there. I don't know what I'll put on there, but something like that. All right, I'm wiping off the palette knife here. We'll let it kind of settle and whatnot. Um, I'm thinking of a pine tree right around in this area. We're getting pretty close to the glazing of this guy. All right, let's take some what I got left of titanium white. I'll just put it, make a spot for it over here. So I'm getting titanium white. It's got a little green in it, but that's all right. I'll put a little bit of this maroon into it. I guess I'll handle the rocks a little differently. What I'm gonna do with this one, this won't be the Bob Ross type rocks. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll just play around with it in the light area. You see the ridges of paint? You should be able to see it.
What, on the rock?
Right here on the palette knife. Can you see it on the palette knife?
Oh no. Maybe somebody else can. I'm sorry. I can't.
Okay. Let's go this way there. You see that ridge? There's a ridge of paint there.
So yes, yes.
All right. Now what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna tap. Almost like a little half tap drag and we'll do the rocks that way. Just like that. And we'll put them in like so.
The teacher that you learned from, he was influenced by Bob Ross?
He was influenced by um what is his name? The happy painter there, Bill
Well,
Alexander.
yeah, Alexander. He came before Bob Ross, right?
Yeah, he taught Bob.
Oh, okay.
Yep, he was a student.
Yeah, I remember him. Was it William Alexander was his
That's
last
it.
name? William
Yep,
Alexander.
William Alexander. That's
I
right.
remember him, and he was like he had a Russian accent or something,
Um, what was he? Polish or German? One of those. One of those
something
two.
like that.
I think he was German. All I know is that I was real young and I was scared of the guy. He was loud. He was in your face. He used to take a big palette knife and just smack the canvas. He pointed the hand to the camera. Come into my studio, and I'm like, nah, I switched the channel on that dude. He was an amazing painter, but yeah, he was just a little too threatening for me. I was a little kid. As I got older, I did appreciate him, because he was awesome, but not when you're 9, you know. But as you can see, I'm just tapping, and it's a little drag, and it gives you that grittiness of the rock. Okay, and you can go at this type of rock, are omnidirectional. You can go really what direction you would like. All right, this is like the real fun stuff to me. You can mix your colors. Just have a good time with it. Um, you can do waterfalls like this. You can do the whole mountain like this if you would like. It's really up to you. You can add shading to the rock. I don't necessarily have to add shading to these guys because of the dark and the way that the texture is being formed with my tapping like this. So it's just fun because it does the work for you. Okay. Like I said, there'll be bushes and stuff in front of the low end here, but not enough to obscure anything. All right. I'm just wiping off the palette knife here. Okay. Let's get gotta get some more yellow here. We're gonna pop some bushes in there. I'm gonna get a little more yellow, a little more titanium white. We'll pop some bushes and whatnot in there. And then, like I said, we'll get on to the house. What time? What are we looking at for time?
It's 5:11.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll be done. All right, let me get my mind back on track. Let's get some more of this ultramarine blue. Now, I'm saying the colors because nobody is looking at my palette. I usually have 2 cameras running
Oh
for this.
yeah, I usually have 2 cameras.
Yeah, so I gotta kind of open my mouth and kind of say what the colors are. Let me get reaching over here. I'm just getting the Bob Ross little foliage thing here. Now, like I say, traditionally these are oil painting brushes, but I am using heavy body paint. And I'm just dipping into the ultramarine blue, some of this alizarin crimson, because it's kind of on the dark side. I'm gonna get a little more blue. Now this blue is a little too light for me, but I guess it'll serve its purpose for today. All it's doing is giving me a really attractive purple. Um, we'll pop some brushes in here, and I'll do the dark. I'll just surround a few with dark like this. Okay, I won't obviously cover all the rocks, but I'll throw some bushes in there, just like that. One up in here like this. Trim a little bit. I'll pop one right in here, just like that. And I'll just have it come this way. A nice high something right here. I'm still gonna put the tree there, but this actually let me have it come in front of this rock like that. I'm just giving a nice slight push there, just like that. And maybe a little something right here. Okay, there. Just like that. I'm gonna take clean this off real quick. I'm gonna take some of the bright yellow, some of the blue. I'm gonna brighten up the green a little bit. Now I'm gonna thin the paint. A thin paint will stick to the thicker stuff I put down. Okay, so I'm taking some of the yellow. Some of, one moment, I need more titanium white. I tend to go through the titanium white a bit. So I'm just getting another glob of paint here. titanium white, mixing it in with the yellow. Now I'm gonna take a little water. I'm gonna thin this paint. The reason why I'm thinning this paint the way I am is because I won't need to press as much when it comes to adding little highlights. Now remember the light source, we're coming from the upper right. Okay. And
Yeah.
so you don't want to get rid of all of your darks, and it just takes a slight touch. Just like so. All right. Keep some of that dark in between. And just like that. Put one in there. And we'll put some slightly up here like that. And we'll do it again here. Now I can do the same technique with another color, and it would like add roses to it, or you know something of that sort. I'll put one popping off like that. I'll take it very gently. I'll just give it a slight push like that. See this? Just like that. And I'll do the same thing here. I'll make a little gap going right there. Put one up here like that. Now remember, if it looks a little too bright, acrylic paint dries through evaporation. All right, so it will set, it will be colored flat, more or less. All right, now I don't necessarily have to add the dark. I'll just give it a couple pushes here, like that. And maybe put one on the other side, like so. Okay, I'll put maybe something hanging around here. See, it's got a little bit of the purple in there, just like that. I'll put a little something there. Maybe something hanging around back there, like that. All right, don't want to add nothing here. There'll be something hanging around back there. There'll be another tree and all that good stuff. Okay, enough of that. You know what? I might as well do it. Let's get some of this red. I got a little bit of this. This is another type of red. I'm adding white into it. Now, when I do stuff like this, it always ends up prettying up stuff. I wasn't looking to do this, but I'll do a couple of them. Look at this. See how pretty it will. That little pinky flowery stuff in there.
Oh, so it's gonna represent flowers.
Yeah, they'll be like little, I don't know, little curly flowers, I guess. Yes, I do talk like that. I mean, how many guys you know gonna sit there and buy this? Leave me in question. But I mean, I'm a middle-aged black guy and I paint flowers, so you know, go figure, right? Here, we'll put a couple of these little things in here like that. Okay, there. Oh,
Chrissy says, "Oh, looking fantastic," and giving you applause.
thank you very much, Miss Chrissy. I do appreciate it.
And then somebody
Quite.
said, "Oh yeah, Sleestack Rule says he didn't know that Bob Ross died on the 4th of July."
Yes, he most certainly did. Yeah, it made national news. I know it was big news here in the states. Yeah, he did. He died on the 4th of July.
No, not
Lymphoma.
4th of July. It was
Yeah.
like several years ago. Yeah, several years ago, right?
Oh yeah, 1994 or 95,
Oh boy.
somewhere around there. Yeah,
And that
yeah.
when he was in the military, he yelled a lot, and when he started his TV show, whatever, that's why he said he didn't want to raise his voice. He wanted to keep a soft
And,
voice.
and he never did. Yeah, he was some kind of drill sergeant, some kind of gunner um, sergeant. Yeah,
He
he
had to,
did.
he had to shout a lot.
Yeah, he had to yell at them guys, and he had straight hair and mustache. Yeah, he, he did all of that. Most definitely. Let's slap a tree in here, and then we'll take that off, and then we'll add some of the rest, and we'll be done with it. Okay. We're gonna throw a tree up in here. It won't be the typical type of tree. I learned this from my instructor. I really enjoyed the way he did these. I call them willy trees. They're very unique. I'll use I guess I'll use this big guy here.
And what's your instructor's name?
William Bickford. William Bickford. He's on Facebook.
How do you spell his last name?
Bickford.
Oh,
I'll,
okay.
yep. But everybody, go check him out. He has a very unique style. Beautiful paintings, especially when it comes to sunsets and sunrises and his ocean paintings. Really wonderful, wonderful stuff. I'm getting some more of this alizarin crimson, um, ultramarine blue. This type of tree does take plenty of paint. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I hear him blowing the horn.
Because somebody probably almost had an accident.
Oh,
That's that's why they did that, because some car did something to another car. And
well, it does happen. What I'm doing is I'm going to this dark purple color here, brush it a little like this. Now, what I'm going to do, now Bob Ross does the zigzag deal. I won't be doing that. This one here, I'm just going to give it a little tap like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap, but as I'm tapping, I'm going to the left and I'm going to the right. Go to the right, go to the left. A very unusual type of pine tree. All right, got to get somewhere. Now, this takes a lot of paint. So I'm just getting more paint. And don't be afraid to go over your bushes and whatnot. And of course, obviously, I'm going to highlight this and add a shadow side or whatnot. But I do like the way they turn out. Just like so. So I'll add one right there. All right. Oh, I might add a bigger one somewhere around here. We'll see. But guess what? I need more paint. So once again,
what color are you using? You're using sap green right now?
nope, ultramarine blue. I gotta get plenty of it here. Ultramarine blue, and I'm using alizarin crimson to get that kind of purple. Now, the
Yeah.
reason why it's looking a little more red is because the blue is not as strong as phthalo blue. And that's basically why. And I'm taking equal amounts of both colors. I'm really making them a large batch of this stuff. Now I got it really caked on my brush really, really well, which I think is a good thing because I'm going to darken this tree a little bit. So just like that. Just like that. See, it takes a lot of paint to get that look. Okay. I think I'm going to put one. I think I'll give him a little small panel right beside it right here. Little fella. There's a little guy right in here somewhere. Just like that. A little thick down toward the bottom here. See, there's a little guy right around in there. Okay, see, we just vary the sizes a little bit. Okay. I am going to put something here, but we're going to have to do the house first. So I still got a nice amount of that color. I'm rinsing off my brush right now. I'll highlight these guys real quick. It only takes a second to highlight them. And what I am going to do is thin the paint because I got so much thick paint here that somebody is buzzing me in. Who's bothering me? Somebody's tapping in. I don't know who it is yet. I'll read it when I'm done. Oh, they're ringing in while I'm on here. They might be talking to me about the painting. So I don't know who it is yet until I check it out a little bit later. Okay, I'm going into my yellow, going into my titanium white, and I'm gonna get into this weird purpley color here, which makes it a weird kind of a grayish purple. And we're going to use that. I'm going to dip my brush into the water to thin this paint. Remember, a thin paint will stick to a thick paint. And I got plenty of thick paint there. I'm going to narrow the brush a little bit. I don't need too much of this. Okay, and remember, you got to do it on the right side, right hand side. And I'll just you can bring a few of these on the other side if you would like. All right, getting some more paint. Don't get rid of all your dark. I'm gonna bring some of that on the other side there. just like so. All right, so tree number one is done. I'll do it again. Thin paint. This is a smaller tree. Very light tap. Now, if you're intimidated with using a brush this size, use a smaller brush. And I'm turning the brush over, and now I got paint on the other side of the brush. I'm bringing some of it over. Don't get rid of all of your dark.
Is that a pink highlight you're using?
Nope, not a pink highlight. This is it's a
Oh,
weird gray green.
purplish.
Yeah, it's a weird gray green. It's going into the purple because that's the color of the
Tree.
tree.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There. Now I'll rinse off the brush, and I'm going to add white to the dark color for the opposite side of the tree. Okay. This brush, like I said, takes a lot of water, so I'm squeezing it dry on my towel. I'm going into the titanium white. I'm going to get a little bit of this dark color, and I'm just going to lighten it up just a slight bit. I'm going to get a little water to thin this paint. So it's the same technique, different colors. All right. And just a little bit on this side. Bring some of that shadow color into the light area. Don't get rid of all of your dark. It looks like that. And you'll know when to stop. Okay. It just comes with practice. I'm just showing you the technique, and you can apply this to pretty much anything you would like. You know. Okay. Let me get rid of this chair, and can they see the house fine when I peel the house back? Because I'm gonna start on the house right now. Because I can't add anything else until I glaze the house. So you can ask them, should I bring the camera closer, or is it fine where it is? I'm gonna peel back the house.
All right. Yeah. He's asking, should he bring the camera closer? You mean just temporarily?
Temporarily, yes.
Well, should he bring the camera closer? Everybody's taking a while to answer.
Okay, no problem. Judging by the silence, I guess everything is okay.
Let's see. One person says it's okay to me. It's okay for another person. It's okay for me. Roseanne. Three people say it's good. Everything.
Okay, no problem. We're gonna get I'm gonna go back into this ultramarine blue. I'll make a tannish brown with this stuff. So we're getting ultramarine blue right now. I'm gonna put the ultramarine blue in with the yellow, which is gonna make a green. I'm gonna throw some of this red in here. Then I'm gonna throw in some titanium white, which will gray it. All right. Now, depending on what color I want more of, it is gray. Okay, I can add more green to it, more red to it, more blue to it, depending on what tint, if I want a warm gray or a cool gray.
Right.
All
Okay.
right, that's all. All right, now that I've did that, I'm gonna get some glycerin. All right, the stuff I use for the background of the cloud. So what I'm doing is I'm getting more glycerin than paint right now. I'm gonna do the roof first. I guess I had the roof a little more on the red side. Why not? So I'm putting the glycerin in with the brush. It's turning it a little purple, reddish, whatever. I'm getting some more glycerin because I'm using more glycerin than paint, and we're just gonna glaze the color on. Okay, here we go. Because I know we're getting pretty close on time here. All right, so I'll just take it and we just glaze it on there. Now, as I'm doing this, okay, you'll still, as it dries, you'll see you'll see the striations and stuff that I put in with the pin. So don't worry about that. Now this is a little more paint than glaze still, but that's okay. Once it dries, you're still going to see the detail.
So the whole thing, you're going to glaze it?
I will glaze this
because you
yeah.
want all those India ink details to show through.
And they will, yep, they'll show through. When I add, let's see if I add a little bit of, just a little touch of blue. I'm just getting some more glycerin, putting it in with the blue here. I can add, oh, down here, I can add a little bits of blue in here, like that. Maybe put some blue down in there like that. Okay. Let's get a little touch of red. Blend some red in there, just like that. All right, now I'm gonna clean my brush. This is a 1/2 inch flat. All right, and I'll just lightly put it in there like that, and you just let it dry. Now with glaze, with the glycerin, one I'm going in the direction of the stroke of the house. But as I'm doing it, as it dries, it spreads out and it blends by itself. You don't have to do too much to it. All right, now just leave it just like that. All right, let's do the wood here. Now, obviously, one side of this will be darker than the other. I'm just adding more glaze to the present color that I do have. Okay, and I think I'll put a little more red in it. And here we go. Like I say, I know we're kind of short on time. All right,
I think
and the
some
same
friends
thing.
are in here. Maria and Joe Spears. They're friends
Hey,
with you.
Maria. Yep. How are you doing? I'm glad you could make it. Yes, they are very good friends, actually. Yep. They're my little fan club there. And we're just stroking on the color. Don't be don't be intimidated. Don't be if it kind of spills over a little bit because you can just wipe it away. All right. Now as I'm doing this, you can still see the details, and you still see the details there. But
Yeah.
there's going yeah, there's going to be I'm gonna still play around with it a little bit more because I just got to take the stuff off the brush. I'm just using my towel here, and I just wipe a few of it away. You can make little light patches, dark patches, whatever you want. Now I'm going to take a little bit of blue, just a tiny bit of the blue. It'll mix in with the red underneath here. But this is pretty much the shadow side of the house. Let's just go here and we'll just come down. Come here, we'll just bring it down like that. I'll have it come across the window. Come down there, shade it right up like that. Getting rid of the extra paint, and you just blend it right on in there, just like so. Don't worry about the streaks. The streaks will spread out, and you can always go back over it, go back over it, go back over it. That's a good thing about glazing. You can keep going over it and over it and over it. I'll keep the windows kind of dark. I'll just darken it in.
And you've
Stuff
made
like
it
that.
a thin glaze with the glycerin, right?
Yes, everything's done with the glycerin still. Yeah.
So
And I'm
that doesn't
thinking,
present a problem when you're putting layers upon glazing layers upon layers?
nope, because it will dry. And it also depends on the temperature of your home. If if your house is a little warm, like it is in here, yeah, it'll dry a little quicker. Okay, but no, there's no issue. Once you get comfortable with using this stuff, you'll pretty much know what you can and you cannot do. Um, and trust me, I've done a whole lot of cannot do. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with doing what I'm doing with it. I'm just getting a little more red, a little more blue to darken. Actually, no, I have to lighten it up. So I'm getting a little bit of this yellow here. I'm adding yellow with this brownish mix here. It's gonna get this weird freaky greenish color right up in here, right up in here, just like this. I'm gonna go down, just like that, just like so, like that, that, and that. Now, as I'm doing this, I'll wait for this is going to be shadow side, obviously. So I'll wait for that to dry a little bit, and I'll just add some shadow color to it. I mean, it's really not difficult to do this. It's now you're just playing with a whole bunch of light and shade. I'm going right over the window. That's okay. Right over the door. Just like that. Yes, I'm putting it over the black and everything. The reason why I'm putting it over black is it just incorporates everything. All right. The rim of the house here, I'll probably end up doing a kind of a reddish to match the roof a little bit. So we'll let that dry. Let this dry.
I thought the glycerin dried slowly.
It does dry slowly, but by the time, remember, it depends on the temperature of your house. And right now, that's more glycerin than paint. All right, I added quite a bit of glycerin in here to get the sky moving and everything, so it's still a little damp. If I put my fingerprint on it, it's still wet. All right, it can take almost an hour to dry, depending on how much glycerin to paint ratio you have. But once again, you just have to experiment with it, really. To be honest with you, I'm gonna get a little bit of this dark, just a little bit, and I'm gonna darken that window, shadow side a little bit, just like that. Rid of that. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Bet you guys thought I forgot about that thing up here, huh? I didn't forget. Here we go. Just like that. Get a little touch of white. Frame it up like that. We get a little bit of the white. We'll drag that across here a little bit. Okay. Let's get some red. Do some of the frame of that house, the front frame there. This guy up here. Like that. Turn the brush around. You need a good chiseled edge. Just do a little something like that there. All right. I'm going to get some more of this dark color. I'm going into my glycerin with this darker color. This is the base color I use for the tree. And we'll get a shadow color going. Now, you just have to do it with practice. Okay. Um, to see how much of this you can actually use. I'm going over here in the green. One is a tester, and two is the shadow side of the house, right? Remember that? And you put it right over the bushes there, just like that. Just glaze it right over in there, just like so. Okay, just like that. Now, when this dries, that green will still show up through here. All right, so don't worry about all that. We can add a little of that down here. It's okay, just like that. Because remember, there'll be a bush or a tree here, so we're gonna add a little bit of something going on back there. And plus, it helps me get all this mess off the brush. So, dual purpose. Okay, we're gonna glaze right over all of this. Just like that. Now, that blue is still there. It will still show through. There we go. Just like that. Now you got two different sides of the house. I could add yellow to brown it up or yellow ochre and give it more of a browny look to it. I still have the glaze here. All right. And we can go over it just like this. So you can just layer color after color after color over it. And when it dries, you'll still see the woodwork. You'll still see all that stuff in there. Just like that. Or a little darker here. You can start to see how it all kind of comes together there.
Oh, you just added yellow ochre
Mm-hmm.
to make it
That's
a
it.
little more brown.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Just like so. All right. Okay, clean off the brush. What time we got?
It's 5:38.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Cooking right along. Okay, we'll leave this be. Let's get a little more of the shallow color here. I'm going to dip it into the glycerin. I'm playing with the base color that I use for the trees. Getting some of the glycerin. And we'll play around with some of them rocks there like that. Just add a little bit of shadow to these guys, just like that. Oh, all in here, just like so. All right. It's just the glycerin. I'm going to do that with the tree a little bit too. Shadow that tree. Just like that. We can't neglect the other tree. Oh, the tree got a little something happening back there too. Just like that. Over here. See? The paint underneath is already dry, so you can go over it with your finger, rub it on out. Just like that. Keep it moving. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. See, you're still playing with light, shade, shadows, tints, tones, all that fun stuff that you were ignoring your art teacher about in school. Now, 30 years later, you find out that they're right. All right. So how's she looking so far, guys and
It's,
gals?
it's beautiful.
Thank
It's
you.
big. He wants to know how's it looking.
As I'm doing this, I'm adding more dark to the glycerin here. A little more paint than glycerin. All right, because I want to darken up that fella back here a little bit. Just like that. Okay. A little bit in here. Brush up a little something here. Vary your brush strokes. Don't
When you
be
say
afraid.
vary brush strokes, so that means like turning your brush different ways and
When you vary your brush strokes. What I'm saying is sometimes you end up going heavy like this, or sometimes just a little bit lighter. All right, so vary the pressure of your brush strokes. When you add gentle shading or you want to scrumble in something or whatnot. Like see over here, um, I'll just use the side of the brush. You can just go downward. I'm lightly doing this. I'll turn the brush around. Just lightly add little shadow things to it here and there, like that. Very gently. Stuff like that. I can take a little white. I'm taking most of the white off of the brush, little titanium white. And I can just side of the brush and you just slide some bright color all in there. You're horrible at whispering because you're talking to somebody.
wow, I'm talking to myself because somebody just said something that I'm like, I can't. I don't know if you're talking to me because I'm like, I don't understand. He's saying my painting never came. It's like, what? What? Tim's World? You never, I don't think you've ever won a giveaway.
Take a little bit of white or maybe a little bit of yellow ochre. I'll take some of the yellow ochre. Now I'll just highlight some of the boards here. And you can really have a good time and do all sorts of little detail things like that. Just have fun with it.
Yeah, but, and then there's no mistakes. There's only happy accidents.
There you go. Perfect. Perfectly said. That's right.
Somebody reminded me of that in the chat
Oh
earlier. They
yeah.
said that earlier.
Oh yeah. And trust me, I've done plenty. Some happy, some not so happy, but I've done them. But I'm glad I do them, and I'm glad if I do them on the air because then they can see exactly what to do to correct them. Okay,
Let's see.
we're almost getting there. We're almost getting there. I got a few giant trees to put in there. some of the window frame there,
How does everybody like his painting?
like so. I'm gonna darken in the windows on the shaded side a little bit more. See, you
Okay,
can keep. Go
one
ahead.
person, oh, beer buzzard. Don't be fooled by his name. He's a poet. He has a poetry website. Old beer buzzard says because he keeps going in and out of the chat, and when he comes back, he says he can't believe how things have changed. He goes, "Oh, how fast things change! Very nice."
Thank you, Beer Buzzard.
Carolyn says, "So fast and amazing."
Thank you. And
Ian says, "Great."
I'm actually. This is actually quite slow.
Yeah, you
Um.
actually slowed yourself down to fill a 2 hours.
Yes. Yeah. It would have been done already. Yeah. Um. And that's just because back when I was learning how to do all of this, all I had was to go by was Bob Ross's 26 minutes. And so I was doing it ridiculously fast to try to be as accurate as I can to try to fill up the 26 minutes. And then, the internet comes along, everybody can go as long as they want, and that kind of ruined that. But yeah, it just happened. I just never learned really to slow it down. I was stuck on Corvette speed, and it just kept on going from there. I'm gonna now right now it's just sitting there. So you got to add something to include this house into the painting. Okay, so we'll pop a tree.
And then Ian says, "Vibrant with so minimal colors."
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of blending and mixing.
And
Um,
then Pecan Baby says, "Wow, stunning! Can't wait to watch the replay again."
well, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. As long as you guys like it and like me, I guess I can be on here a little more. So I'm gonna incorporate just a few things in here. And sometimes it just takes a few taps and touches just to bring the log cabin into the painting because you just don't want it to be obscure and just sitting on top of everything. So you got to include it in your
Yeah,
painting.
some plants, some grass and plants.
Right. So I'm gonna take a smaller round brush, or I can just take the fan brush. The fan brush is like right here. I have a bad habit of using like one brush for everything. That's not good. Um, and if you're in the habit of that, try to break that. But I do. I tend, if I can get away with it, I'll use the same brush for just about everything.
And that's
Um,
not really a good idea.
Not really, because you want to kind of be versatile with your brushes. Every brush has a certain look, and it's good to play around and experiment and everything. I'm just using a fan brush to pop in a few highlights, and the grass and the bushes here aren't as bright, so and I'm just putting in a few here to incorporate them in, and maybe a few things in here. Now the
And
grass.
Pecan Baby's from Ireland, and she says, "Definitely, Diana. Please invite him back for sure."
Oh, thank you. Bless your
Yes, we'll
sweet
invite him
heart.
back anytime. It's any time that he wants to come back.
Well, I would appreciate it because I'm a musician also, so sometimes my time gets a little um, it gets a little busy, and I'm just incorporating some of this color in there. And remember, if it looks a little strong, just give it some time. Once it evaporates, it'll blend right in. Okay, so don't fret. Hashtag don't panic. Put a couple
Oh
in
yeah,
there.
hashtag stay calm and just paint.
That's right. Hashtag don't panic. You'll be okay. Now all of this here that I'm doing with my finger, that'll be all right because I can take the dark and go right back over it again. So don't worry about that. That's just me giving some more texture and all that fun stuff into the shadow area. Just include it, like I say, once again, into the painting. All right. Okay. I'm checking again, checking again. Let me rinse off this brush. Now, let's get this flat brush. Some of this glycerin has dried. Okay. I'm getting more paint than glycerin once again. Half-inch flat brush. And I'll take it now. There's a little more shading to this fella right up in here. Wipe that out of there. I'm just adding some more shadow to this fella. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm just putting it in there. Now it sticks out a little more.
Yeah, right.
See, all the little cute fine tuning stuff you can do. This is, I mean, I live for this stuff. This is like, it's just really fun for me. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy showing people how to do it. There. All right. Okay. Mm, like that. Trigger two in there. From in here, clear. Go the shadow side. And just be careful not to overdo it. That's all. Just know when to stop. All right. Let's play with one of these. Play with some more trees, and we'll call it all day. At least for this, I got to do it at 7 o'clock. All right. We're gonna throw
Premiere, right? A premiere of a video.
yeah, it's a premiere on my YouTube channel. Yes.
Oh God, I gotta put YouTube channel.
Hmm.
I need to put your YouTube channel in the link. I gotta go get your link.
Oh, okay.
Let me put it. He's okay. People interested in following him. The name of his channel is Grayscale Painting. Let me get his link.
I'm just using a little bit of the ochre, a little bit of the purple. I'm making a kind of a grayish brown color right now because I ran out of green, so it'd be grayish brown. I'm gonna throw some red in there. Oh no, I got some blue. There's some blue. Okay, I guess I can Bob Ross one tree. Here we go. Right back here. We'll put a guy back here. Oh, we'll make him kind of lanky. Right about there. All right, let's take the corner of the brush and very lightly, like the zigzag stuff. Now I like my trees a little thick in the middle there. And we'll put them in there like that. Just like so, back there.
Okay, I'm about to. I copied it. I gotta get back to the chat, and I'm gonna paste it in his link for his channel, Grayscale Painting, his YouTube channel. 7 o'clock tonight, he has the premiere of a video, and every Wednesday, 7 p.m., he has a YouTube live stream.
Yep, we'll certainly do. We talk and have a good time, and we just have some fun. Put that back there like that. Some of that dark going in there. It's just I got some of that brown happening. Throw that up in here, just like that. Just get a little bit of white into the same color. A little more white. Just brighten up this side just a little bit. Just like that.
There's his link, everybody. Check out Grayscale Painting's channel.
We're bringing some of that light into a shaded area, just like that. Put a couple of grass in there. And remember, if it appears to be bright, don't worry. It will evaporate away. Put some of them up in here like this, too. You know what? Give this guy a path. Why not? A path right here.
Everybody's being quiet.
Yeah, nobody talks to me on my channel either.
They're all mesmerized. Because they're all relaxed watching you paint.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Because I'm like, man, nobody's talking to me. I'll look up at the chat and just like crickets and frogs from a Saturday morning cartoon. Nothing.
Really? They're not talking to the chat?
No, no. A few of them that know me for a while, they'll chime in. And then once again, the cone is silent. But it's all good. I still enjoy doing it. until they tell me get lost, I'm gonna just keep doing it. Um, I
So I
take a
think
nap.
I think they are their parting words were Ian Jackson said vibrant with such minimal colors. And Pecan Baby says she's just subscribed to you.
Well, thank you, PKS. I appreciate it. I really
And
do.
your old beer brother says, poof, you have to show the slow bloom too, or we miss the flower coming. I don't know what he's talking about.
Uh, I have no idea. I'm sure he'll repeat
What
it.
has something to do with you saying you're painting fast? I don't know. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
I
then
do.
Pecan Baby says, wow, stunning. Can't wait to watch the replay again. I told you that. And
Yeah. Well, we're gonna put a tree up in there. It will be here in the corner. Oh, I won't obscure too much of the cabin. I promise. But it will be one right in here, and then we'll call it a day. We'll take the tape off, and that will be that.
oh, I thought you had taken the tape off. Oh, there's one part that you didn't take the tape off.
Yeah, the border.
Oh, the border. Oh, I'm talking about yeah,
Yeah.
you take all the tape was taken off the cabin.
Oh no, no, yeah, all that's done.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
taken off.
Let's see here. Let's get. I guess I'll still use this brush. Why not? It'll be well. I should put it crooked and have to come this way. Yeah. Why not? Okay, I'm using what's left up though.
Is that a fan brush you're using?
Yes, I'm using once again the old Bob Ross 1 inch special. And I'm going to use all the dark that I have on this palette because this is the last tree. I'm going to thin out this brush a little bit here. Okay. Um, Obviously I don't want to obscure all of the house, right? Uh,
Oh, we got some people, new people just coming in the chat.
well,
Tony
what?
M. R. Hi. And
Well, it's coming. It's I don't know. It's toward what dinner time or dinner time might be over or work time might be over. So, and it depends on what side of the United States they're living in too. So it all kind of plays in.
Tony M. Art says hello to you. Hi, Tony.
Hey, Tony.
Norgus R says beautiful watching. I will have to go back and watch from the beginning. And oh, please check out. Just scroll up a little bit, and there's the link to his channel, the Grayscale Paintings channel. And
Yep, I appreciate it. I do. Thank you guys. I really do. I'm taking a little bit of glycerin. I'm gonna thin out some of this dark paint I have. I have to be strategic because I don't want to hide most of the cabin, of course. All right. And so I'll start adding little bits of. Yeah, I can kind of be careful doing what I'm doing here because I don't want to take away from.
and somebody, Norgus R, she's a woman. She just said she just subscribed to you.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it. I don't take none of it for granted ever, ever, ever. Um, as long as there's interest in me doing it, I'll keep doing it. I gotta make sure that the tree is not crooked because I am painting at an angle. Okay, but this would be a big guy right here. All right, I gotta clean out the brush. I literally ran out of paint for everything, which is fine. That's great.
That's
All
good.
that,
You used all
yeah.
the paint on your palette, you mean?
Oh yeah, it's all gone.
That's good. Because most of the time I have paint. I used to have paint left on my palette.
Yeah, that's kind of a miracle. Paint's not cheap.
No, and then
Um,
what you do is you have a paint. You have a paint scrapbook,
a
and
paint
then from
scrape.
there you can make mixed media collages with your painty papers.
Oh, actually, what I'll do is I'll take um what's left over. I'll take it and I'll make a abstract out of it, and then I'll put a floral in there. So
Oh,
put it on a canvas or watercolor paper, and I'll make another tutorial or whatnot. I'll just make a floral right out of it. Yes.
so yeah,
So
you just put it on there any which way, and then after that you make a floral onto it.
oh yeah, I'll take
Oh,
the
that's cool.
airbrush. Yeah, I'll water the paint down. I'll use rubbing alcohol. I'll put on it to splatter it. All sorts of stuff. I'll do to it to make it interesting. And
Oh,
then,
no.
oh yeah, okay, a little bit of the light green with it was just yellow and blue, and I'm not getting rid of all of the darks. It's just yellow. Bring some on the other side like that. Okay, I'll start from the middle and I'll just like that. I know that this tree is a little larger, so
Okay, I'm putting in your link again. Check him out.
okay, like I say, once I darken this, that'll be it. All right, let's see if I got anything dark. No, I don't. Gotta create some real fast.
Okay, here's his channel link again.
I'm just using ultramarine blue, and I'll use a little bit of alizarin crimson because a little bit of alizarin crimson is all I got left before I throw the tubes in the trash. So this is actually working out quite fine. So this goes in the trash. It's all done. I'm just getting a dark maroony red type of color. All right, we'll just tap it in there. And we're gonna go a little dark on this side. Like I'm using the side of the brush, then I will just put the dark in, just like this. Make sure you bring some of that dark on the other side too. Fade it in a little bit. Mine has got a little bit of red in there, which is cool. Just like that, right down to the bottom. All right, I'll put make some of that in the other side in here, just like that. Okay. As I'm looking at it here, fade some of that a little better.
It looks like a beautiful place to live. Or as a vacation home.
Yeah, I tend to get that a lot, and I humbly accept all of it. If what I paint brings a mood of something like that to anybody, I guess I succeeded in doing what I love to do and presenting what I wanted to present. Now, as you can see, I did obscure some of the house, some of the windows gone, but that's okay. That is fine. Um, it's all part of real life. Not everything is perfectly framed in, you know. Okay. Let me do the most
Yeah,
important thing. I'm gonna have to reach over you guys for 1 second. Get
okay.
a little bit of water. Uh, I guess I'll use some of this light green. Yeah, do I got a little white? That's nope. It's light green to do. That's okay. I guess I'll put it right here. Little signature.
Yes, everybody. This was Grace. His name of his channel is Grayscale Painting. There's his link. I put the link in the chat. He's actually going to be gone again tonight, 7 o'clock tonight, 7 p.m., which is Eastern Standard Time, which is just in 1 hour for a premiere of one of his videos. And then every Wednesday, 7 p.m. live streaming.
Yep. Come on in. Have a good time. I'll be in the chat. Ask whatever questions you would like. All right. And now for the fun part. You see, to me, no, you guys are close enough. Yeah, I got it taped back here in case I messed up badly. I'll just take the tape off this thing here. Now I'm on canvas, so I don't have to be as gentle. Now when I have, I'm gonna have to take it off. Hold on, because it's pretty thick stuff too.
So you always tape you tape it. You frame it with tape
Yeah.
on all your paintings?
Yes, I do tape them all. I most certainly do. It's just a preference because it's to me it's like a more professional look, and I'm just used to doing it for. I've been doing it for a while. Sorry, I had to go upside down here. I'm trying to get my not so clean hands away from the white border, but it is coming off just like that. And so this is garbage. Of course, me being me, I put the lid on the garbage so it just all fell on the floor, but that's okay. The cat will play with it. She will too. I got the 2-inch tape, which is why, and I folded it over. I did this on the last time I've talked to you is the day I did it must have been Friday when I did the when I did this. I done 2 of them. One was more like a house, a traditional house, and then the other one was this log cabin here. So,
When I was watching you paint the dinosaur.
oh, okay, yeah. That's right. Out of containment there, yeah. The overweight dinosaur. That's right. Poor fella. He was just lost. Every once in a while, there. Every once in a while, I'll do stuff like that, and I know that it might be out of the wheelhouse for a few people, but it's it's what I like to do. When I first started the art, I'm actually a comic artist that turned painter. So is this
Right.
centered for you guys? I think everybody can see that because the camera is not facing me. I'm looking at the back of the camera right now. But I think she's complete. I think that's it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
There you go. And I will flip. Everybody got a pretty good look at it, right? Everybody.
Yes, and Morgus R said that's a woman. She said it relaxes me to watch an artist.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And let me turn this thing. Let me move up the tripod here, and we'll turn it around this way because I know that it should be a little bit after 6. There we go.
All the
All right.
best comments were earlier. I told you those ones already.
Huh?
All the best comments were earlier. I told you those.
Okay.
Told you them
Yeah.
already. Those were the best comments, and so I think some of those people have left.
All right. Okay. Well, it's, near the end, they can probably catch the end anyway. But it was a pleasure to do it and actually do the whole 2 hours this time. So
Yes,
it was
yes.
great.
I hope everybody liked that. If, please let us know in the chat. Well, I'm going to be closing this soon, but everybody has really enjoyed this. I can tell. Thank you so much, Anthony.
No problem. No problem at all. No problem.
So generous of you. Thank you.
No problem. I enjoyed it. Thank you for having me.
And check out his link is in the chat. Well, have a good evening.
You too. Bye bye now.
Okay, so we're gonna go now. Thank you so much.
Yep. Bye bye.